Hi everyone, welcome to my first videos of my YouTube channels, and I will talk about several things about last week's, and basically I want to talk about for the entire market what happens during last week, and also after FOMC's meetings, what should we do for our single or have several investors. And the last two things is talk about the index and the 5 stocks I recommend for the next few days or maybe next few weeks, even next few months. Yeah. So first thing I want to talk about is during the last week we can see that is like Meta is rose the biggest one during last week for the Mega 7, and also we see that XLF for the financial part, and of course the energy part and the XLU part. Those three part have a like energy, not energy, like the XLU part is always outperformed the market during the last 2 months, I think. Yeah, and for the energy and financial part, gave a bounce back during the last weeks. So we see that the money is tend to do the rotation for now. So it's not like have a big downward trend like during maybe this week or next week's. So it's also a small fluctuations during this week and last week, for my opinion. Another thing is I want to talk about the FOMC's like investment performance when we get out like we all know like you see so much some analysis or newspapers. I also see some those things, and after that I convert those informations to three part, and those three part is what we can do for the next few weeks and next few months. So the first one is the overseas markets, because the rate cutting and like the depreciation of the US dollars and several other things. And the other two is the short-term bond, also because the rate cut and the neutral rate raise. The last thing is the silver is also because of the some point of the rate. So that's the three things I want to do like this week or maybe next 2 weeks to enter to the market. Next thing I want to talk about is firstly I want to talk about is about the index, because like everyone know that index will, if index is awful and we all like that is not possible that some stocks can outperform, right? So the first thing is I always using the Bollinger Band to quantitative the index that now is I should buy it now or maybe wait for few weeks or few months even. So for the ES and NQ is the most two index by looking each days, and we can see that ES is outperformed than the NQ. So my basically, and you can see that here ES is already touched the Bollinger Band, but NQ is not. My basic idea for here is ES will do some small fluctuation, maybe this week and next week, so during the September's, and at those 2 weeks NQ will be outperformed than the ES and will be touched like lost new high, so it's 21,000 points at the end of the September, or even now to like maybe just touch here, it will be like those two index will be go down together during the October's. So even the first half of the November. So my opinion at here is not a very light future for the next month. So for the October's, and if you want to do some investment, maybe at least wait for the November. Yeah, and Another thing I want to talk about is the oil. So I heard a lot of people that talking and do the analysis say that some fund and investors to short the oils during the last few months, and get maybe the biggest short position and now. And that news is out for a few days, so maybe someone's do the same actions or same strategies as me. So here I want to say is maybe you can see is breakout failure. So I think here may be a opportunity to do the swing or maybe the long for the oil futures. But for me, I'm not very good at doing the futures, especially for some oils like gold, silvers. So I choose to do the XLE ETFs. You can choose to buy, like, let's see the weekly chart. You can choose to buy it, maybe it going back to the 1992, I will say. And then maybe it's a good point to do a swing for the next few weeks. Yeah, we can see here is a breakout failures, but if you be get back again, it's a strong. I can see like it's a strong way that for the forward long. The next thing is the XLU. We can see that XLU is outperformed stocks and other stocks and index during the last 2 months, because here is the weekly chart. And now is not the good point to enter the XLU, but I think it will be continue to outperform the SPX or even NQ for the next few months. And you can choose to buy it when each time you can see that the yellow line is the 13 EMA, and you can choose to buy it each time it touch the 13 EMA, like here, and or even if you can choose to buy it at this point is 74, not very accurate, like just around 74. It's all the good points to buy it, because also you can see here has a big volumes at the last weeks. Maybe it's because the OE, but each time gets the top point gets a higher volume is not good signals for doing the swing. So you can wait for a few weeks, but I still to see that it will be outperformed than index. Another thing is the CIF, so it's CEF. So the reason I do it is because the rate cutting. So here I remember it's like 2 of 3 is the silver and 1 of 3 is the gold for this company. And that is the thing, like I don't want to do the futures because I'm not very good at it. So I choose to do these stocks. I buy at this point is about like 23.8, and for the stop loss is about at the end of this, because here now we can see it's the weekly chart at the end of this bar is just about rounding 23. For you is anytime you choose the touch the 30 EMA, you can choose that here is, yeah, every time you touch the 13 EMAs you can choose to buy it, or maybe you can buy at the 23.7, so it's touched the last new high again and will be choose to go up again. The last 3 things I want to say is, one is for the overseas market. One of the overseas market I choose to do is the Chinese market, and you can see that I think these sectors is today's rose most one in today, and that's the ETF I choose to buy. Like not now, because also because the Bollinger Band, you can see like each time you touch the Bollinger Band, you'll be have a drawback at next few days, and you can buy it maybe at 26.8. The stop loss maybe it will be larger than other stocks because this stock is have a large fluctuation than other sectors and stocks. Maybe just stop loss at 25.7, and that is a long swing during the last few months. So be careful of your positions and your portfolios. The last two things I want to say is one is the TSM and another thing is AVGO. The reason why I choose this is the reason that I want to say is NQ will be get the new high and ES will be keep the small fluctuation during this week and next weeks. So I choose those two stocks to bet these probabilities. And the reason why I choose AVGO is during the last Fridays, like we see that Qcom, that news is Qcom want to buy the Intels, like to purchase Intel, and AVGO get a very good reactions during last Fridays, and today it has a big drawback and then also rose at the, I think it's at the afternoons. Maybe you can buy it now, like just like 171, like 172, like just around that, and to see it will be touch the new high, or maybe it will be breakout during maybe next weeks. Yeah, you can also choose to buy it. Maybe let me draw it. Choose to buy it at just 183, and if it's breakout very clear and have a big volumes, you can choose to buy it at there, or maybe like just buy it now. Another thing, the last thing I want to say is another stock is TSM. We can see that the same reason for the AVGO, but another reason is we can see that here have some big volumes during the last 3 days, but the price doesn't move, right? And but here is also a breakout for the TSM, and today it just draw back a little bit. So this stock I buy it today, and just at the end of the market, same as here is 174.5 point. I think it's around 0.8. And then to see it will be just to touch the new high or even just at here. And if you want to stop loss, just maybe at this point, or even just break out to this point. So it's maybe stop it at 170. So it's about $4 or $5. And if it go up, it will be around $50, right? So it's at least is a 3-to-1 for the award and risk ratios, right? It's I think it's a very good opportunities and strategies to trade the semi stocks sectors. Yeah, that's all about my first videos, and you see that it's maybe not very good, and feel free to ask any questions I will talk about at the end of this week's, and anything else you want to discuss, just say it. And thank you so much for listening. Be helpful in the stock market.